Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, the latest with the news out of North Korea. President Trump and the local administration responds. Plus, the recent contraband investigation has the local prison making changes to keep up with the cut in manpower. And the crowds come out to celebrate and join in this year's Labor Day picnic in Tumon. Half a day and good evening. The island's threat level remains the same. Governor Eddie Calvo and Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio reiterating that after North Korea reportedly set off a hydrogen bomb in its 6th nuclear test. The explosion said to be the most powerful yet after South Korea's weather agency and the Joint Chiefs of Staff recorded an artificial 5.7 magnitude earthquake in the Hamgyong province, where North Korea has conducted nuclear tests in the past. The state-run media claiming the country has developed the ability to load a hydrogen bomb onto a new intercontinental ballistic missile. U.S. intelligence officials saying they are aware North Korea is working on more advanced nuclear weapons. Meantime, President Donald Trump posted in a series of tweets stating in one, North Korea is a rogue nation which has become a great threat and embarrassment to China, which is trying to help but with little success. Here at home, Guam Homeland Security officials saying they continue to monitor the recent events surrounding North Korea alongside federal and military partners, adding there is no known immediate threats to Guam and the Marianas at this time. People living in the area around Naval Base Guam could hear warning tones tomorrow, Navy officials announcing they are conducting routine testing of the vital communication and advanced warning system. The system, also called the Giant Voice, will be tested on September 5th tomorrow starting at 3 in the afternoon. If you are in that area, in the surrounding area, military officials say don't be alarmed if you hear short verbal tests and the warning tones. These tests are typically done every first Monday of the month. A shift in resources changes are being made at the Department of Corrections after the recent bust on its officers and staff allegedly involved in a scheme to smuggle contraband into the prison. Unsettling news.
But in general, I was really surprised.
DEPCOR Director Tony Lamarena admitting management is still trying to come to terms with how 6 officers and 2 civilian staff are being accused in a major prison contraband investigation.
It's hard enough to, on a daily basis, giving these individuals, our officers, the motivation to continue. And so anytime something negative like this happens, it's a downer for them. But they also understand that it needs to get done, because in order to maintain their credibility within the community, we need to weed out those bad apples.
The local prison now doing what they can to get by.
We're already tight as it is, so we're working with the warden and the command staff in moving officers around.
It's a shift in resources Lamarena admits will add up to the department spending more for overtime.
In order to ensure the safety of the community, we have to have officers on post at all times. We're a 24/7 operation. We can't shut down.
Guam police continue to investigate and have since taken over the DOC Internal Affairs contraband investigations uncovered so far this year. Meantime, prison leadership are looking into the recent rehiring of one of the officers accused. Officer Ed Crisostomo admitted that he had been smoking the drug ice since 2011 and had been doing so at least weekly.
He did not test positive. So again, these are things that we're looking at. If in fact, as he stated, he's been using drugs for a while, we're going to find out, what happened, why he was not caught, was he informed.
The corrections officers accused are set to return to court on September 14th. Well, trial gets going again tomorrow for a man accused of killing his own mother. Alan Agababa will face a new set of jurors this week. In 2014, jurors were unable to reach a unanimous decision. Agababa is accused of killing his mother, 55-year-old Shelley Bernstein, in order to collect her death benefits. KUAM files show that forensic pathologist Dr. Joseph Cohen concluded Bernstein's death was not a homicide, but her death undetermined, citing no injuries to her brain, only a single strike to her head. Also, a murder weapon was never recovered. Agababa's retrial is set to start tomorrow, September 5th. A 61-year-old man was rushed to Naval Hospital early Monday morning after GFD medics responded to a possible drowning in Ipan. It happened at 5:20 a.m. just off Jeff Pirates Cove. GFD spokesman Kevin Riley saying the man was net fishing with a family member at the time. First responders performed CPR at the scene, and on the way to the hospital, his condition is unknown. The Guam Fire Department is working to beef up its personnel. This after Friday's oversight hearing at the Guam Congress Building. GFD leadership there had been grilled over the recent promotions of some of its staff. As those appeals filed with the Department of Administration comes to a close, Acting Fire Chief Joyce Nicholas says they're also gearing up to begin a new
very huge impact to the fire department with the 45 additional bodies. We are over 100 bodies short to meet standards where we need to be, but through creative scheduling and really the dedication of our firefighters in the Guam Fire Department, we continue to maintain operations.
Nicholas says the new fire cycle is anticipated to begin in October or November. Well, it all went down Sunday at Ipao Beach Park in Tumon. Crowds enjoying this holiday weekend, celebrating this year's GovGuam Labor Day picnic. Video journalist Byron Rodriguez shows us the highlights.
PPR.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM news than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust, it's a beautiful, who we can always count on, and the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, health care that's always there for you.
Activate a new account at ITNE and get double data on the network that gives you more.
It's Hyundai's Kick Off the Savings event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Score big, save big with the all-new redesigned Hyundai Sonata Hybrid. Gain those extra yards with up to 45 miles per gallon highway and an introductory savings of $4,500. Or check out Guam's best offensive line, like a new Accent starting at $11,995 or the new Elantra starting at $16,995. How about the new Tucson starting at $19,995? Plus, every new Hyundai gets Guam's best warranty. It's Hyundai's Kick Off the Savings event at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
At Shell, it's about offering more than just fuel. It's about providing service to people. From hot coffees to warm welcomes, from clean bathrooms to fresh food, we're on a mission to make you leave happier than when you arrived. So whatever your journey, we're here. Welcome to service. Welcome to Shell. Serving the islands for over 30 years. Share your story at Shell Foodies Guam on Instagram and Facebook. Hashtag Station Stories, hashtag Shell Guam.
There's no place on Guam like Chuck E. Cheese's. It's tons of fun with so many games, and parties are a blast, where everyone has fun. Come and party at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. Call and book your party today.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Welcome back. Passing the physical fitness requirements that include running, sit-ups, and push-ups, Guam's law enforcement community now have less than 4 months to take and pass the interim physical fitness standards. During the recent post-commission meeting, members touched on the impacts and concerns brought forth by their individual departments. It's concerns that prompted Public Safety Chair Senator Talina Nelson to introduce interim fitness standards to help them make the cut. And by July of 2018, she says each law enforcement agency will get a shot at presenting their physical fitness tests that cater to the jobs and duties of their respective departments.
And so we're giving the agency that authority to do so, which should have been done in the first place.
A public hearing on Nelson's bill is set for September 8th at 9 a.m. at the Guam Congress Building in Hagåtña. She's also planning to include separate physical fitness legislation that includes the Department of Youth Affairs. Well, it looks like we will have to wait longer to see that cyber tech cafe at the Hagåtña Library. This delay is the result of the Guam Public Library Board having a lack of quorum, so they're unable to develop the rules and regs or even publish the invitation for bid. Guam Public Library Program Coordinator Frankie Athlegui.
It was part of the DOI grant, so the facility is there, the sink, countertop is there, so, they got to finalize, the other equipment that's going to be, required in order to operate the Internet Cafe.
The Cyber Tech Cafe was to be funded by Department of Interior money. Athlegui says the board currently has 1 member and is waiting for confirmation of 2 other members, and needs a 4th member before action can be taken. NAFA Pacific awarded a $28.5 million contract to Hensel Phelps Construction Company of Honolulu, Hawaii, for the construction of a power upgrade at the Joint Region Marianas, Guam. The work to be performed includes construction of an underground electrical transmission and also includes underground distribution lines, modifications to electrical substations, and reprogramming of data acquisition systems. Work is expected to be done by March of 2020. And yet another contract, Tigigak Construction LLC of Wasilla, Alaska, was awarded a contract for close to $12.9 million. The work to be performed is for Anderson Air Force Base and includes a reinforced concrete storage facility, mechanical equipment areas, site improvements including drainage access roads, water and sewer utilities, and more. Work for that is expected to be done by May of 2019. Could Guam be home port for a viable Micronesian cruise industry? New legislation calls for the Guam Visitors Bureau to develop a request for information for a comprehensive study of the proposal. The RFI will be at the sole cost of respondents. This follows an earlier report from the Pacific Asia Travel Association to GVB on the pros and cons of a regional cruise industry. The bill is sponsored by Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. The administration has already indicated its support for the measure. GVB Vice President Tony Munoz says it is a great opportunity to diversify arrivals and expand the tourism industry if passed. Munya and Gita, Deputy Administrator Mana Silva Tyron, will lead the RFI effort. With regional headlines, here's KSPN 2 News.
Half a day Guam, here's what's making headlines in the CNMI.
There's literally hundreds of caves on Saipan that people don't know about.
Working his way off the beaten path since he was a child,
I enjoyed going out and looking for stuff.
Fred Camacho is discovering caves and tunnels from World War II that have been untouched for decades. A hobby for him for more than 20 years, Camacho doesn't know how many he's found.
I haven't kept count, but if I have to go back and do an inventory of the photographs and the notes that I've taken, I would say over 100 caves on Saipan alone.
This special skill has made him popular with tour companies. He's often asked upon to take people on excursions to these caves and tunnels.
You drop me anywhere on the island and within 10 minutes, we can walk to a tunnel, we can walk to a cave.
And he's also called upon by researchers to help with World War II projects.
This project is only because locals are assisting me, so it wouldn't exist without Fred.
Julie Mashinsky is a PhD candidate with Flinders University in Australia. She is studying these caves and tunnels and believes they are a form of karst defenses made by the Japanese Army and Navy in World War II.
So we know that karst defenses were used early in the war, as early as 1942, roughly a month after the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor.
Karst defense is a term made by Mashinsky. She wants to make it clear that these tunnels and caves are different from other types of defenses made in war times.
We didn't want it to be confused with bunkers and pillboxes that were something that was built on top of the landscape and usually in coastal areas. Karst defenses is a term that refers to a distinct type of site that uses the karst landscape and the limestone as part of its site construction.
She hopes to uncover and research as many of these karst defense caves and tunnels as possible so they can be documented and preserved.
It's important that people realize the potential of these sites and help to preserve them and don't wreck them, don't loot them. Let's leave all the materials inside.
As for Fred, he believes there are more caves to be found and he's going to keep on looking.
Right now I'm kind of looking for a hospital cave in Marpi that's supposed to be about 40 feet below ground. Wish me luck.
That's your KSPN 2 News Roundup. For more, go to saipantv.com. I'm Sherry Riggs reporting.
Well, sports is next, but first, weather.
From the network that brought you up to 3 times more data comes the dawn of a new data. The epic story of Guam's only network brave enough to give 10 free gigs of bonus data on every line every month to customers who bundle their services. Reviewers are calling the offer totes awesome. Best deal ever. And yes.
Visit GTA.net for details.
There's a reason why you keep going. When it's your own hard work that brought you to this point. You do everything to protect what you've earned. Because every move that brings you closer to your goals leaves you no excuse but to keep moving forward. This is what makes you an alpha.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adaki Itanu program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Matson.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. Happy Labor Day. Tonight on the show, we'll take a look at some basketball highlights from the Shirley's Basketball League between Guahan and Bank of Guam. Guahan's Vince Espinal trying to put up his 28 points a game average against Bank of Guam. Espinal spots up in the corner and buries the deep ball. 21 in the game for him. He cashed in on 6 3-pointers. Conrad Berg calling for the ball baseline. Berg with the pass from Brandon Affligwe. Conrad putting some moves on the defender. Spin move down low, goes up and under for the basket. Vince Espinal giving it up to his brother Dan. Pull up three, money, cha-ching. Dan finished the game with 5 points. BOG working the inbound play. Berg finds John Baza in the corner. Baza hits the shot with a hand in his face for 3 of his team-high 13. Guahan maintaining the lead with unselfish play. Espinal to Espinal. No good. Box out by A.J. Regis. Regis comes up with the rebound and puts it back in for the score. Guahan improves to 2-1 on the season with the 64-44 win. Brandon Africui misses the three-point attempt. Rebound by Mantez Simpson, who goes coast to coast. Simpson with the kick-out pass. Dan Espinal off on the long ball. Regis misses on the putback. Simpson, DPW, with the cleanup around the glass in his team's win. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Put $500 in your backpack during Nissan's Back to School Relief event. Purchase a new Nissan with payments starting as low as $76 per pay period and get $500 cash back. School supplies, uniforms, lunches, load it all up in a new Nissan, including the kids. With payments starting as low as $76 per pay period and with $500 cash back, you get an A+. For more back to school deals, go to NissanGuam.com or see your favorite sales associate at Nissan Upper Tumon.
Why is tourism Guam's #1 industry? Tourism benefits our economy. Visitors come to our shores to experience our island. More tourist spending means more dollars flowing into our economy. Tourism creates jobs. From bell service to front desk to tour agents, more jobs mean more opportunities. Tourism builds businesses. From hotels to shops to restaurants. More businesses mean more dreams come true. Tourism preserves our culture. In the visitor industry, culture takes center stage. Celebrating our culture means keeping our traditions alive. Tourism keeps our land and waters clean. It all adds up. Tourism improves our quality of life. It helps make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Tourism works for Guam.
Introducing McDonald's new signature crafted recipes, like the sweet barbecue bacon sandwich, tangy barbecue sauce made with sweet onions, thick cut applewood smoked bacon, and topped with crispy golden onions, on chicken or seared beef. Introducing McDonald's new signature crafted recipes, like the maple bacon Dijon burger, applewood smoked bacon with sweet maple seasoning, grilled onions, and a creamy Dijon sauce with a hint of honey, on chicken or seared beef.
Find the car of your dreams at triplejguam.com. Get a real-time view of every vehicle in our inventory. Pre-qualify instantly and save time at the dealership. Triple J says yes.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Rochelle Ongesi, happy 9th birthday, love mom, dad, Nico, and Roro. Hazel Mercurio from husband John and family. Deborah Napati, may you have a great B-Day and many more to come from your admirer, JC. I love you and I'm going to make sure we celebrate tonight. Thanks for loving and supporting me always. Huguaizahao. Janessa Unchenko, happy birthday going out to you, and happy birthday to our very own Ralphie Scambuluri. Also, a happy belated birthday to Michael Anthony Gumabon. Happy 35th, Michael Anthony Gumabon of Chula Vista, California. Love your family here in Guam. And remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering on KUAM.com. Just include your photo, your name, and your birth date. And that's going to do it for us here on the news desk, but stay tuned. Next is Cruising with KUAM. Issa is cruising with Guam Homeland Security Advisor, Colonel George Charpers.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.